Hey Steam players, welcome to the Make and Move tutorial for Dragon Keeper Academy. This week coming up in Australia we have Book Week where we celebrate all things books, and the theme for this year is A Symphony of Stories. We chose this hungry dragon as our book to focus on, as in this hungry dragon he eats so many different things, and in order to get themselves out of the belly of the dragon they create a belly band making a whole lot of music, which makes the dragon's tummy upset and he spits them out. Instead of just making a costume this year for Book Week, we decided to make a whole game out of this hungry dragon. Make and Move tutorial is very simple. We are just using recycled cardboard, make-do screws, and also a bit of paint. And if you're up for a challenge, grab yourself a micro bit, some alligator clips, and something metal to create an electrical circuit where you can make a fun game with a micro bit that counts every hit you get.
The first thing we need to do is create the body of our dragon. Now our cardboard pieces weren't very big, so we're using kitchen skewers to piece the pieces together. Next, Dr. V is doing the head of the dragon, and he's using the book all the time for his reference. So he's got a little snout going on there and the eye as well. And then he's going to cut it out using our beaver bot. You don't need one of these, but it certainly makes our job 10 times faster. You can use a Stanley knife or a pair of scissors. They will work just as well. And now he's just freehanding the little horn that sits on top of the head of the dragon, and he's going to attach this using a make-do screw. Again, you don't need to use make-do screws. You could just glue this in place or use sticky tape, but we like using the screws because we can move it to whatever position we like. Next up, he's going to poke a hole between the head and the body so that he can attach them, and then create the spikes on the back and the wings. He puts his next piece of cardboard underneath the dragon so he can get the positioning of those wings and those back spikes just right, and then he can attach them where he likes. Next, he's just using make-do screws to make sure that everything is nice and secured. Again, you don't need to use make-do screws. You could use split pins, paper fasteners, glue, or sticky tape. We do love using make-do though, as it is environmentally friendly and we can reuse them again and again. Next up, Dr. V is looking to use some kitchen skewers in the middle of his wings to give them a bit more strength, as they are quite thin and a bit floppy. Next step is creating the tail and then attaching that with, you guessed it, some more make-do screws. After that, he's just freehanding the arms, making sure to get the claws on the end, and attaching with another screw. Now he's going to create some legs, so he's getting a rectangle piece of cardboard and folding it in half, and then he's going to cut it to the length that he likes. And then about 2/3 in from the fold in the middle, he's going to cut some slits. So he's just cutting a line and then a little bit over, cutting another line and ripping out that piece in the middle. These slits are going to slot into the belly of the dragon. So then he folds up the leg into a triangle prism kind of shape and then slides it on. Next, he's cutting some flaps for the belly. You can just cut a big hole if you want to, but we weren't sure about how we were going to go about this yet. It was about here we realized our dragon could not stand up by himself, so we needed to add a few more pieces of cardboard in the shape of triangles on the feet and at the back to help him stand up and be a bit more stable. And then we folded those belly flaps over the top of that and secured them. He definitely looks a bit rough at this stage, but once we paint him, everything is going to look awesome. Next up, we gave him a paint job using different shades of pink, red, and maroon, and we gave him lots of little splotches with black and grey as well. And now he's all done. We had the best time throwing things in his belly, and if you're a website subscriber, I show you exactly how to use one microbit, some alligator clips, and some bits of metal to create your own electrical circuit.